Good morning. It's Monday, March the 16th, and this is The Drill. Thank you very much. I'm Ron, your host and the only true conservative in the United States today. I created this podcast to answer the question most asked by conservatives, namely, what can I do? My podcast is short, approximately 5 to 10 minutes long, because shorter podcasts are easier to download and listen to, and shorter podcasts force me to get to the point. I've been listening to conservative talk radio since '89. I've grown up in a socialist household, and I've seen the destructive effects of socialism up close and personal. My podcast is made available through Spreaker and can be heard on iTunes, Spotify, Google, and YouTube. Today, what can I do? The tweet of the day, arbitrary claims, Brad and Joaquin go to the academy. All that when I come back. Thank you very much. What can I do? Modern humans are conceptual and abstract. Paleo humans were visual and auditory. Be a modern human and communicate conceptually and abstractly. Refuse to be lured into storytelling and verbal picture painting, or refuse to communicate with fiction and poetry. Have you ever met a person who, when asked the time, will tell you how to build a clock? That is a person that is attempting to communicate with the use of fiction. Verbal picture painting is the use of slang terms. Quote, I'm in over my head, unquote. Quote, they were going to hang me out to dry, unquote. Those are examples of verbal picture painting. When you find yourself in a conversation with someone and you are thinking, get to the point, then you're dealing with a person that is miscommunicating. True conservatives are modern humans and should communicate as such. Let the left try to communicate like cavemen. Remember that common sense exceptions always apply. Next up, the tweet of the day. Thank you. The tweet of the day is from Tammy Bruce. Quote, the Oregon Police Department asks public not to call 911 if they run out of toilet paper. Unquote. Next up, arbitrary claims. Thank you. What makes a claim arbitrary? 3 things. 1, lack of definition. And I'm talking about an objective dictionary definition. 2, lack of evidence or proof. And 3, lack of a conclusion or judgment. Is the activity being criticized right or wrong? When you hear a claim that lacks clarity, definition, evidence, and conclusion, ignore it completely or change the subject. Next up, fun and games at the Academy Awards. Thank you very much. Speaking of arbitrary claims, Brad Pitt and Joaquin Phoenix made arbitrary claims during the Academy Awards. Actually, their statements were incoherent, rambling, and vague. Neither person said anything. There was no definition, evidence, or conclusion to anything that they said. Brad Pitt said words to the effect that he got more time to speak than witnesses at the impeachment. What witnesses? How much time should they have been given to speak? Why should witnesses have been called in the first place? No answer, no answer, no answer. Ignore it. Back in a minute. Who is the true conservative? He's the person that understands that conservatism is not just about politics, but culture as well. He is not selfish, but minds his own business. He acts like an adult. He is patriotic and uses common sense. He expresses what he knows and does so with certainty. He makes judgments, refuses to speculate, speaks clearly and definitively, and is not afraid to say no. He is open-minded, asking why rather than why not. He is consistent, credible, and influential, not ashamed of his existence, unafraid to learn or correct his mistakes. He is a normal American, and he is better than the socialist. He is a better friend, father, brother, family member, and a better person, period. You have to know that. If you don't know with every fiber of your being that being a true conservative is best, then you're wasting your time. That brings me to the end of another episode of The Drill. Remember that the left has no authority, no power, and they can't win. Think about it.